Howdy, everybody. Welcome to Meowy Hour. I'm your host, Arden Moore, and I got this little cowpoke here, pet safety cat Casey, and Rusty, the performer. And we got a great show for you tonight. As you know, he's saying hi, tails up. This show is brought to you each and every week by the Cat Fancier Association and is sponsored by our good friends at In Clover. They have cat and dog supplements. My guys kind of digging the Smile one for dental health. So we have a lot. We have prizes. We got a very creative drink tonight. But look who we have here, the one, the only Cowboy Cat Wrangler. Let's give a big pause and applause to Bob Lynch.
Meow, 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 meow.
Bob, what do you think about Casey trying to rock it with a cowboy hat?
I love it. I need a side. I can always use a sidekick.
Yeah, you can. Okay, Casey's in. Casey lives in
Definitely
Dallas,
in.
so there you go. You're in Philly. We got it all covered, right?
Well, people.
All right, and also proper manners, please. This show would not happen every week without the stellar duo, all breed CFA cat judge Kathy Black, woo! And all breed CFA judge and editor of Cat Talk, Teresa Keiger. Woo! We're delighted that you all could tune in. A lot is happening. This is April. April is kitten season too. So our guest today is going to talk a little bit about his job where he has to snip them and tip them. He'll tell us a little bit more about that.
Correct.
And Bob, you said too that during the show we might have a few four-legged guests that will photo bomb you.
Absolutely.
What's going on?
They're all staring at me right now. A couple of them are laying in the window. Yeah.
So they
They'll
when
be out
you
there.
when you're on the
one
phone, yeah.
of them's coming up on me now. It's one
Uh-oh.
that I don't feel any fur, so I think it's a stink.
I hope it's not a cockroach. I hope it's just a big cat with fur.
No, I took care of it.
Okay. All right. Let's talk a little bit about who is this guy?
He has a sphinx.
Who is this one, Bob?
This is Sophia.
Hi, Sophia. You're
She
beautiful.
was a rescue.
And
Her and her sister were both rescued. They came from Maryland.
oh wow.
Yeah. The people had two unaltered male and females that were making babies, and they tried to keep her and her sister, but the males were kind of bullying her.
Oh,
Yeah, we had a little male bullying going on.
okay. Well, hey, can you speak up just a little bit? Because
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
having a little trouble. Yeah, I want to make sure I get your volume. And does Sophia have anything to say, or is she camera shy?
Oh no, she's just gonna do her thing and probably show her bald butt.
Okay. That's what Meowy Hour is all about, right? Tails, butts, whiskers. So one thing we want to talk to you guys about today, here's your deal. They've done some more research on the cat blink. You know, Bob, you know when your cat does that soft blink?
Blinking, yeah.
Yeah, we know when they do this, like here we go, buddy. When we do this, that is a way of a cat saying, human, you're not so bad, I love you.
Absolutely. And a headbutt.
Right? But they found,
I actually slow blink to cat like my colony cats. I feed 40+ colony cats outside every night. I've been doing it for years, and I communicate with them guys, and they slow blink back.
see? So it doesn't matter. It's kind of wired into them. But I wanted to give you a little science of this, of the blink, if you will, because the cat eyes are obviously different than ours, but they have a third eyelid.
Correct.
So I guess they don't need mascara, guys. What's the deal? We got a couple of cat judges here.
They do have some have a little tiny fringe of eyelash.
Oh, okay. All right. But the thing about the cat, if you really stare at a cat when they sort of like close their eyes, they actually don't totally close their eyes when they blink like we may do. And the reason they found this out, the behaviorist, is that a cat is all about catching movement. And if they close their eyes for a split second, the mouse could be gone. Right, Kathy? What do you think of that?
They're very movement oriented, so they're going to want to make sure they're keeping an eye on what's going on.
And the other thing about them is, so they squint more than they blink. You know, they don't completely look at us. He's up above me, Rusty. The other thing about them is when we have something in our eyes, or our body is tuned in with the tear ducts to release tears to wash our eyes. Look at this.
Perfect.
What's happening, Rusty? I have a corner hutch, and he has now found the top of it, and he thinks, oh, look at that. Oh, there's a blink. You missed it. There's another blink. Rusty, what are you doing? Rusty is the cat in our house that pays attention to the screen. So we'll see what happens. Are you guys okay about this? It's kind of fun. Are you okay, Rusty?
He's trying to be like those pelts I had last weekend on the tabby patterns. He's trying to show the pelt side.
What he's doing is he's reaching his paw down, and you started speaking, and he went to touch you.
She's got the zoomies on my shoulder right now.
Oh, look at that. I think he fell in love with Sophia. I think Rusty saw Sophia and said, hey.
What a sweet girl.
I'm a red tabby. What's happened?
Clothes on, young lady.
Yeah, well, he's okay. So anything with the blink is because we have the tear ducts and things like that, they don't use their eyelids to spread moisture to get away debris like we do. They actually have to use that third eyelid. And the third eyelid moves like diagonally or horizontally. It doesn't go up and down. Is that right, ladies? Anybody third eyelid experts here?
Yeah, it kind of comes across more horizontal.
Yeah, horizontal, a little diagonally, which I thought was cool. But we still have to pay attention to their eyes. Because if a cat is really blinking a lot, it could be that there's some foreign body in their eyes. It also could be an ulcer in the cornea. It could be glaucoma. They actually can get glaucoma. So my takeaway from all this is, if your cat is giving you that slow blink back, right, Bob?
Correct.
That's your pickup line for the cats you're trying to trap, isn't it?
I do. Actually, I'll slow blink a kitten. Sometimes I'll come across one of my traps and there's kittens under a shed, and you lock eyes and start. We're both staring at each other, and I'm like, I don't want to scare the kitten away. I'm trying to catch you so I can get you in the rescue. And start to slow blinking because that's built into them, and that's what their mother does to them also.
Well, that's good. So that's our lesson today. We're going to shift over to Kathy Black now, because what are the CFA headlines? What do you want to share with us today, Kathy?
Well, just a couple of quick things. This is the end of our season next weekend, the 24th and 25th. That's the last weekend in April. Sometimes we get a question, okay, so the season ends. When does the new season start? It starts the very next weekend. We have no off season. So the first weekend in May, which this year actually is May 1st, that starts the new season. We'll have regional winners from this season that we'll award sometime this summer. And I'm excited that the board agreed to recognize the breed winners again for next season. So that's where CFA recognizes the top 3 in each of the breeds and recognize those cats. Those cats get a special title, a BW, a breed winner title, that they can claim for the rest of their life. So our new season starts May 1st. We'll have breed winners at the culmination of that season, which will be April, the end of April of 2022. And so everybody enjoy the last few shows of this season, and we're all looking forward to a new season starting the 1st of May.
Thank you, Kathy. The other thing we wanted to do is Saturday, one of our good partners from CFA, Community Cat Podcast, give a shout out to Stacy LeBaron. Once again, they're having an online conference. It is the Online Behavior Conference. And yours truly is one of the 4 behavior experts that's going to be speaking on Saturday. So go ahead, and Kathy, you want to tell them a little bit about this page you popped up?
Sure. So the URL is Community Cats, plural, Cats Podcast product/2021-online-behavior-day. So anyway,
That's a
yeah,
mouthful.
that's a mouthful. But yes, it's a $25 registration fee. It's going to be on Saturday, April 17th. And it's going to be hosted by Dr. Rachel Geller, who we had on the Meowy Hour, which was a
Yep.
lot of fun having her.
Our buddy there, yeah.
Tabitha Cosera, I don't know if that's pronouncing that correctly, who
Yep.
is a fear-free, low-stress certified veterinarian technician. We have Arden Moore, our lovely
Whoop, whoop.
host.
And joined by
Meowy
Pet
Hour.
Safety Cat Casey. We're going to do, I hear you, Kitty. We're going to talk about verbal and nonverbal ways that our cats communicate.
And Pam Johnson
Like
Bennett. I left out Pam Johnson Bennett. So those are the four experts that are going to be hosting this. It is the 2021 Online Behavior Day. You can Google that and you'll find this page, I'm quite sure.
And I just posted it.
Okay,
Oh, thank you.
Teresa.
Thank you very much, Teresa.
And
I'm telling you, Tabitha, Rachel, and Pam, guys, the top cat experts. I'm honored that I'm part of this. You're going to learn, each one of us are doing like about an hour talk with a lot of questions, and it's going to be a fun day. Anybody from anywhere. According to Stacy LeBaron, we already have about 450 people already signed up. So let's get catty on Saturday.
you know what time it starts?
What time? I believe it starts at, I think it's 10 a.m.
Central?
10 a.m. Eastern, which is 9 a.m. Central.
Okay, I didn't see the time anywhere on here. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, so, and Stacy LeBaron obviously has been a guest on our show, as has Dr. Geller. We hope to get Tabitha and Pam later in the year, but I'm pretty excited about that. So we're going to help you understand the feline mystique, because they can be pretty mysterious, right, guys?
Sometimes.
So who wants to win prizes? Raise your paw. All right. Oh, look at the cat. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Is that Sophia? Is that Sophia?
Well, that was Bob.
Oh, that was Bob. I'm sorry. That's Bob because, again, Bob Lynch, tell us, you didn't have an ego here. This is a
No,
different
actually,
reason.
we named both of the cats are named after the two people who rescued them. So the other cat is named Angelo, which is me and Angelo were the ones that actually rescued them. So
Okay, well,
his
that's
name,
sweet.
I call him Gilo. Gilo
All right.
and Bobo.
Well, I like him because he's got that bob tail.
Yeah.
All right,
Good.
so last week we had a trivia question for you guys, and we're giving away 2 prizes. The question was, I talked about my childhood cat, a Siamese cat that would go swimming and eat bluegills with us off of our lake in Crown Point, Indiana. And I asked you, what was the name of my cat? And the answer was Corky, C-O-R-K-Y. So take it away, Kathy.
Okay, so we had 2 winners that had the correct answer. We had Alicia Hisby, and she got your book that you were giving away, Arden.
It was
which
this
was
book.
the cat behavior answer book, yes. And then Joan Kutzak, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Kutzak. Joan got the wellness treats from In Clover. And so those were our 2 winners from last week.
All right. So this question for this week, we talked at the beginning of the show about soft blinking of cats. And we want to now give a shout out to In Clover, and Rebecca Rose is the CEO. She's a biochemist. This is what you're going to get if you can answer this question right. So what is the medical term for a cat's third eyelid? What is it, Rusty? Oh, okay. Rusty told me the answer, but he said he can't say it out loud. Okay, good boy. All right. Is the answer A, superior tarsus, T-A-R-S-U-S? Is it B, inferior tarsus? Is it C, nictitating membrane? Or is it D, triocular eyelid? Whew, that's a lot of words, right, Bob?
Yes, it is.
Yes, and Sophia's like, this lady's cray-cray. I'm going behind your hat. So again, your choices are A, superior tarsus, B, inferior tarsus, C, nictitating membrane, or D, triocular eyelid. Now I could be tricking you guys, so pay attention. The winners, we're going to give away a packet of pet supplements from M Clover, and a second winner is going to get a copy of my book, Happy Cat, Happy You.
Nice.
What do you think, Bob? I've only written like 24 pet books. I better get going, right?
Are they available on Amazon?
Yeah, and ardenmoore.com.
All right. There you
After
go.
the show, man, DM me your address. I'll send you a couple of my books with the cat themes, and I'll pawgraph them for you.
Please do. Thank you.
And because I can't afford a car, I'm not Oprah. So just text me or whatever, and
Yeah,
I will send you a few of my books, and I hope you enjoy them.
And our
Well, thank you very
audience
much.
that's watching, type the correct answer in the comment section of the CFA Facebook page.
And again, if you're not here and you join it on tomorrow, Thursday, Rusty says, don't worry, because Kathy picks a winner on the weekend. So keep trying.
And it
Keep
may not be till
trying.
Monday this week because I'm going to
Okay.
be busy on Sunday. So it's going to be a
All
while.
right.
So you've got lots of time.
All right, well, thank you very much. And I do appreciate you doing that, Kathy, for picking the winners and things like that. All right, let's get into this. He is the Cowboy Cat Wrangler. You guys, you got to check him out on Instagram, on YouTube, on the Facebook. And what I love is that he also gives back. He was one of our amazing celebrity judges a couple months back for the benefit for Sterling Trap King Davis. What was the category? Let's first give a proper welcome. Howdy, Cowboy Cat
Yeah.
Wrangler from Philly, Bob Lynch.
Hi there, everybody. Thank you for having me on the show.
So
Definitely
you were
an honor, and
the
I
the
told you,
celebrity judge for who? What category? Do you remember?
I was the cats in costume.
Oh, so do you think I have a chance?
Yeah, you definitely do.
Okay. That's it for my accessories. So let's get into this. What is it about? I think real dudes love cats. And obviously you are on a mission to snip them and tip them.
Correct. Like
So
that.
let's reel the tape back. What got you involved with cats?
I've always, this goes back to, when I was a child, or like a young teen in the Poconos, we had, back in the day when there was, I didn't even hear the word TNR. Grandpa had a barn out back, cats everywhere, kittens, and same thing. I'd go out every day and feed the cats with them. And I took that appreciation for the animals and continued it throughout my life. And I've always had cats in my life. When I was married,
Divorced.
yeah,
So the one constant was a cat or more, right?
correct. I've also had dogs too. I just seem to, I get them and they get me. I connect
Obviously with Sophia, and is that Bob or is that
This is
who is that?
G-Lo. This is G-Lo.
Oh, G-Lo. Okay,
G-Lo
excuse me,
Lang,
G-Lo. So
Yeah.
we got G-Lo and Sophia proving that
Oh, yeah.
your cats dig you.
Absolutely, yeah.
And there
And
goes
I'm
the
a
tail.
colony caretaker. I've been doing actually probably 10 years now.
Mhm.
I go out 365 days a year, rain, snow, sleet, tornado.
Wow.
They eat every night. Doesn't matter the weather. We just improvise and bring the proper equipment. Whether it's summertime, you're gonna try to keep them cooler. Ice cubes in the water. Wintertime, we're gonna try to keep the bowls warm. Things like that. And I'm always trying to do, actually, they're all TNR, so everybody's straight and new in my colony. And you always want to keep an eye out for, you're going to always have a new one going in. There's actually a new one that just rolled in. I think he's from an apartment complex, but I'm starting to see him eating out of the bowls.
Yeah.
I set traps like 2 nights ago. Haven't got him yet, but.
Well, what's a good time? I guess you're doing it a couple times or one time. You're in the Philly area. I know about the Schuylkill. That's the big road, right?
Yeah.
I used to live near there in the Lehigh Valley in Emmaus, Pennsylvania, but beautiful part where you are. And you said you were born in the Poconos.
Not born in
And-
the Poconos. I mean, I just grew up in going up there probably for 13 years as a child, riding deer bikes.
That's beautiful up there, boy.
Actually, I'm a mountain. If you said beach or mountains, I'll take the mountains.
All right, well, you picked a beautiful one with the Poconos. So what's driving you to help these cats that are community cats or in a colony, you know?
The thing is, like the women, we have a group called Northeast Philly Advocates. We have Adaptables, Adaptables. We have a bunch of organizations in the city here that work together, which they do a lot of fundraising with. We have what's called Tnr Vouchers.
Tnr Vouchers?
Yeah, so they do fundraising, and these groups will actually raise $1,000, and they'll be like, this will fix X amount of cats. And they actually distribute them to different clinics. So actually, I think there's one coming up right now. So that will cover, so if anybody, whether me, you, a person who's never trapped a cat before, can borrow a trap. Actually, Philadelphia has a trap library that they can borrow traps from for free.
Nice, nice.
Well, you can just do it once. Just by staying neutering the one cat, you're going to save hundreds. Look at it that way. You're already a hero. I'm no better than anybody else. Anybody can do it. Trust me.
Well, one of my favorite Instagram videos you posted recently, you were at a spay and neuter clinic, or it looked like a big gymnasium, and you guys were snipping and tipping, and there were all these traps with the blankets over them. Can you kind of bring us to that scene?
Actually,
Where was that?
I don't know if you were talking about either Forgotten Cats or the Chincoteague Island one.
It might have been. You just said you can be a superhero by, like you just said, neutering one cat.
Oh, that was Forgotten Cats. Yeah, that was Forgotten Cats.
So let's do
That
a
was
shout out to Forgotten Cat.
Absolutely. Yeah, they do amazing work. Most of my cats go to there. We also have ACCT Philly, which is actually, which is another city-run shelter organization that does TNR.
So how many cats did you guys bring in to be sterilized?
I think at that particular day, the video I think you were talking about was 15.
Okay, all right. That's good though.
Yeah.
And you
we
might
have a
just
lot
say
of,
what is tip 'em? For people
Yes,
who
tell
aren't
them
familiar.
that. Yeah, snip them and tip them. So
Tip
yeah,
'em.
go with the first and then the last. Thanks, Kathy.
Right. Well, we all know what the snip part is.
Ouch.
So Bob doesn't have any of his man parts, which he's fine.
He's a manly cat.
And if you look, I don't know if you can see him. If you look at his,
Yeah,
if you look at his left ear, he has.
there you go.
Not as pointy as the other ear. And they take off a little piece of the ear.
Mhm.
That way, if I'm out or anybody of our members are out trapping and you catch the cat and he has an ear tip, so you're basically gonna look at him, give him a little evaluation in the trap, make sure he's not injured, nothing's wrong with him, and then you just release him back because he might be taken care of by somebody like me or someone else who takes care of colony cats. That's
And
a
a
snip
cat-
is like it's
yeah.
a badge of honor and it's an identification known
Right.
that the animal has been spayed and neutered.
Our black cat Mikey came from the colonies, and he's got his ear tipped. So I have a 15-year-old kitty that's living life large inside. They said you have a lot of fans watching you, Bob, and I just saw it and then I lost it. They wanted you to talk more about the Philly Adaptables.
Oh, Adaptables is another great organization I work with. I'm trying to get my cat off the keyboard.
Good luck.
Sophia, she's about to exit out. Adaptables, another nonprofit organization that works with dogs, cats in the Philadelphia area. Also does fundraising. Also supplies us with Tnr Vouchers. When dogs and cats are in the shelter with the euthanasia tag on them, they'll find rescues for them. It's a great organization. They help me a lot. They donate food to me. I get donations because I feed 40 plus
Nice.
cats every night, and I do 150 cans of wet food like once a week.
Really? Wow.
It's a lot of friskies.
Well, we do want to do a shout out to the Philly Adaptables, and we thank them for helping you because it isn't, you haven't won the lotto yet, right?
No,
No,
by far
okay.
no.
The other thing I thought it was pretty interesting. Depending on where you live, and you're going to be helping out cats and feeding them and keeping them safe from being seen, you talked in one of your Instagrams about tips on camouflaging the cat feeder stations and houses. So you want to give us a little hint of what you did for the Philly area? I think you had, you're not all in colorful splashes of colors, right? You want.
No, that's exactly the opposite of what you want to do. We do not want to bring attention to, any of the stray animals that are outside, or the community cats. There's a lot of bad people in the world that can bring them harm.
Yeah.
We have some of them, in some of the city parks that they're not supposed to be, maintenance. So take the shelters, put them deep in the woods. I taught people how to just get the regular camouflage, dark green, brown, tan.
Yep.
I pick up sticks in the woods, spray paint them.
I saw you with the Rust-Oleum cans, right?
Yep. Yeah, and you want it not glossy. You want to use like a flat paint so it doesn't shine. Then when you're done, I take branches and cover everything up and make it look natural.
Yeah, I thought you were going to be on a DIY show because you had like this beautiful leaf pattern on the carrier and the feeding station, and it blended in, and like you say, wasn't glossy. I think
we're gonna do more videos and get a little bit more creative and see what else we can do.
Mm-hmm.
And
We got
it's also
frozen right now.
Yeah, it's also the most dangerous time for the animals when they're eating, right? Because they're still and they're in one place and they're more exposed. Isn't that true?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Well, she was saying when they are eating, they can be the most vulnerable. And tell us about that. Your screen is frozen, but it's a great one. You look like you're giving a high paw, but we can hear your audio.
I don't know if one of the cats did it or she was.
Oh, sure, Bob. Blame the cats.
She's like.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Now the cat turned off the audio. All right, Bob. We might have to get you back because I hear you breaking up.
Yeah, it's stuttering a little bit.
That's okay. You look like you're in a pretty cool place.
I see me frozen up there.
What's that?
I see that I'm frozen on the screen up there, but you can still hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, we can hear you.
Sophia did it. Blame it on Sophia.
Let's blame it on Sophia. It's kind of a spink joke, I guess, maybe, She didn't get enough airtime, so she's gonna freeze your screen. But what about that? They are very vulnerable when they're eating, which also, you want to talk about that because they need to be fed and you don't want them to be vulnerable.
Correct. So, I usually I usually spend about a half hour with each colony, if not more. Some of them are friendly, I can pet them, things like that. But I want to feed them. I'll make sure that they eat everything. Because actually, when you
I'm losing your audio. What?
I said some of the colonies I have cameras on them.
Oh, good.
Like if anybody was to harm them or other animals came. So we get foxes, raccoons, skunks. The cats usually, I put the food out. Cats eat first, and then from looking at some of my videos, I'll see the next would be the skunk will stroll out, like trying to get some leftovers.
Yeah.
And the raccoon will come out an hour later, and usually the fox.
Hey, Bob, if you would you try just turning on and off your video? Maybe that'll reboot it, in the bottom left.
Yep.
Let's give it a try.
Stop video.
You see where it says stop video? Yeah.
Yeah. I click it and I'm getting a circle.
You're getting a circle? Well, at least it's a flattering freeze of you.
Yeah, right. I see it.
All right, well, we're gonna keep our paws crossed that it's going to
You
work.
want me to jump back out and jump back in?
I don't know if I want that to happen. Do we want to try that, guys? I'm not the tech person. Kathy is.
I think as long as we can hear him, we'd better keep him on.
Okay, all right. One thing I wanted to ask you about, you ask your fellow volunteers who are helping these cats, have you ever come across a Karen and how you educate them on trap, neuter, return?
Actually, I have the video. There's some videos on
I
that.
saw that video. That's what I was teeing you up for. So
Every situation you come into is unique. You never know what, you don't know the person's disposition. I mean, are they friendly? I mean, there's people who love cats. There's people on the other side of the spectrum who do not like them at all. And that lady, I was just there trying to help them, and she came out really, I mean, gangbusters, aggressive, like asking what I was doing. I'm on her property, which I was on public sidewalk, so
yeah.
things like that, and then calling their cats nasty names. But then she says, "I love all animals."
She says what?
She said she loves all animals. And she was going back and forth. She said, "I would never hurt them, but I don't want them in my yard." And called them some nasty names, and I won't say it.
But do you find yourself being a psychologist at some point? Because you never raised your voice, you never got defensive. Tell us, some tips that you can share to other trappers.
I mean, knowledge is everything. You have to go up and communicate. Communicate. Actually, when there's colonies, and there's a lot just in my city here.
Uh-oh, we did lose him.
Uh-oh. Well, I'm going to, hopefully he'll pop back in, but in the video, guys, I want you, after the show, if you would, I think maybe Teresa can post this. It's Cowboy Cat Wrangler. That's his Instagram. That's also his Facebook page. And he does have a YouTube channel. So we really want you guys, because these are very mini, short, but very educational videos. And in the one I saw, the lady was coming out with that finger shaking. And what are you doing here? And he kept his composure. He was on the sidewalk. He talked about how he's feeding them and getting them to trust him enough so that he can trap them, to get them spayed and neutered and ear tipped. And at the end, it was kind of nice because you could hear her shift, because he wasn't trying to be argumentative with her. He was trying to educate her. What do you think about that, Kathy?
I think that's fabulous. And, a lot
That's
of people don't understand. Some people have the misconception, oh, it's a wild animal that can survive on its own, or they don't understand that people are out there trying to care and feed for these animals. They're not designed to be, living on mice and dodging cars and, those kind of things. So, I don't know what she was upset about, if she thought he was messing with her feral cats, as she somehow claimed, or she just
No, she didn't have any cats, and she made that very clear.
Okay, yeah. So she, so he should, she should be happy if she doesn't want the cats around. And here's someone trying to reduce the overpopulation of these cats in the wild. So I think when someone hears logic, they'll come back. I mean, they'll understand what's going on. I hope that he tries to come back in. I hope that his computer didn't. I hope Phoebe didn't, completely kill his computer or something.
Way to go, Phoebe. We'll blame it on your
wait a minute, Phoebe.
Russian blue. No, it's his cat, Sophia. Sophia.
Oh, sorry, Sophia, not Phoebe.
Do you guys want to?
Phoebe's usually the one.
Do you guys? You have his email, his cell phone. Do you want to try to reach out to him, Teresa, to see if you can get him to pop back in?
Yeah, let me see.
I don't want to say it online, but I can. Let's see if I have it here somewhere. My notes.
Well, do we want to go to the van patterns and cats while we're waiting on him in case he comes back?
Yes. You guys, when you do a live show like we're doing right now, you have to be flexible, and we have to pray to the technological gods And this is our first hiccup since the show's been airing this summer. So I feel very, very good about that. And we have a great guy. Bob Lynch is the Cowboy Cat Wrangler. I want you guys to check out his site. I know there's a lot of folks in Philly that are supporting what he does, but he's getting a national platform. And I think I have to say this, my hat's off to him for what he does, because he's saving lives and he's controlling the population. And that's a two-prong effort. So
I can't believe he's putting out wet food. I mean, most people put out some dry food and maybe some
But
water.
you know what?
But
The
he's
point
putting out
is,
wet food. That's amazing.
it has moisture in it, which keeps these cats hydrated. And even though he's in Philly, which doesn't have like an Arizona, if you've ever been to Philly in the summer, it can be darn humid. And then in the winter, he's doing it. Here he comes. I love this guy. He's coming back.
Yeah.
Doesn't he? All right, I'm going to say this. He looks like Garth Brooks with a cat. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't see him yet. There he is.
Hey, welcome back. Hey, Bob, this is a compliment. You look like a cat-loving Garth Brooks.
Thank you. I have to grab one of my hats. I mean, I could put my hat on. You want me to?
Yeah, whatever, man. I think you and Garth will be bros. But basically, you are, this is a dedication. Is there a couple of tips before we get into, we have to talk about, we're going to talk about the band patterns next. But Bob, what's a couple of tips you can give people that are interested in doing TNR and doing it right?
You want to find the colony cat. First thing is you're going to look colony cats. Can you hear me good?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And then look for the ear tip. So you're going to check for the ear tip.
Okay.
So right there, you're automatically going to assume you're going to trap that cat either way, because the cat might be injured. It also might have a microchip and it could be lost. So you want to get that cat whether it has an ear tip or not.
Oh, good point. Good.
Yeah, because I mean that's how we ended up with happy endings of finding lost cats, also, which is great. So
that's a really good part. Is yes, you're helping the community cats out in the colonies, but all of us who have indoor cats have that fear that they're going to dash out a door, and then they're to the rescue. Yeehaw, Cowboy Cat Wrangler, ma'am, I found your cat. Glad you got a microchip, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And then you call that person and they're ecstatic.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a
great. That's when you really feel like a hero. I mean, I feel like a hero every day. Every cat you trap gets spayed and neutered and vaccinated and put back out. I mean, it's like a little trophy. I love it.
I wish we could clone you, Bob.
Well, I'm sure. I haven't got my vaccination yet, but maybe they're gonna try to clone me. I don't know.
Oh, I'm gonna wait till you get yours. Okay. And is there anything big event coming up you want to share, or we want to make sure people can follow you on social media? Can you help us out?
I mean, you can follow me on Cowboy Cat Wrangler. I'm on Instagram under that name. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook, all three of those. And each one I kind of do different stories and things like that. I post educational videos. I post fun videos. I'll post videos of these guys here, wrecking the house.
I saw you do one with, you did one with Mo. You had a GoFundMe, and you were able to reach the goal for this cat in 12 hours. That's a good following. What was the situation with Mo?
He was down at the gasworks in Philadelphia. So, I mean, the guys there. There's a bunch of cats down by the Delaware River, which is a situation where they get dumped a lot. People just dump them out there, and the workers there were taking care of them and feeding them. And next thing you know, guess what, Bob? We have kittens. Kittens are living in the box on the shelf. So I go out, and then we see, and then he mentions, he's like, we have this cat named Mo, and he's limping, he doesn't look healthy, things like that. And he's also not fixed, so trapped him, found out he was a little worse than we thought, and raised some funds, and he's back out living his life right now.
Oh,
Without
that's
his tools,
fantastic.
right? He can't be a Romeo. He gets to roam, but no Romeo, right?
Correct. Correct. Yeah, he did make a litter of kittens, which are all adopted now.
Mhm.
And I just got I don't know if you saw my recent posts. I got a cat 2 nights ago who I'm probably going to be doing another GoFundMe. This one is in really bad shape, just like 3 streets over from me.
Tell us
We don't
about
know,
this cat.
we don't know if it got hit by a car or somebody kicked it in the face, but he has his jaw broken in 2 places. They already did the surgery. They realigned the jaw. A lot of his teeth were broken off. So they had to do full dental extraction on the cat.
Oh my
Right
gosh.
now right now he's in recovery, and I think he's gonna get one more surgery possibly next week at Forgotten Cats. And I'm just waiting for them, to let me know how much the bill is, and then I'll post a GoFundMe.
What kind of markings does the cat have? Tell us about the cat.
It's a domestic long-haired gray, like a domestic. We thought the woman that was feeding it for 3 days thought it was a female.
Mhm.
Being a long-haired domestic cat in gray, I'm like, yeah, that's probably female. Nope, it's a boy.
How's his personality? Is he pretty? Is he just being?
He would only. That's how she noticed the cat. She was like, I put food out in water, won't eat it, won't drink it. I
Mm.
put I put a cup of milk, drinks the whole thing. Okay,
Oh,
you're automatically assuming. I'm like, okay, so it might have mouth issue, dental issue. Like, when
good,
you get a sensitive tooth and something cold and you can't eat it.
good
Um,
detective work.
that was a red flag right there. But after getting it in the trap, taking it to the clinic, and the doctor looking at it the next day, the X-rays showed it had a broken jaw, 2 spots,
Mm.
and some other issues. It has some kind of mass in its mouth, and they're gonna remove that, I think, next week.
Do you have a name for him right now, or at least a nickname for him?
Darn, what's the cat's name? I can't think of it. It's on my page.
All right, but would you do us a favor? When you have your GoFundMe set up, we want to make sure we get the word out because
Absolutely.
this poor cat's in mouth pain. Anybody that's had a toothache, magnify that for this
I
kitty.
know. I'm sure cats don't like to show pain.
Right.
Yeah.
They do not. They're very good at hiding their own pain.
Yeah,
Well,
they're
I
in
wish.
really bad shape whenever they start showing that they hurt.
Mhm.
They can hide a lot of pain without you knowing it. And when you do see them acting like they hurt, it's really a lot of pain at that point in time.
Yeah, like this cat had a broken jaw, and he could have been walking around outside for a month.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we want to hope for a good surgery, a good support financially, and a great home. That's our triple wish for this kitty. How's that?
Thank you very much. Prayers
All
are
right.
needed. Thank you. Love you guys.
Bob, we want you to stick around because your audio and video are humming, so don't leave us. But at this time, it's my honor to introduce again Kathy Black and Teresa Keiger. And you guys are going to do the segment about band patterns. I'm going to turn my screen off because I got to get ready for my kitty cocktail that has crazy concoctions. What does a cucumber, how do they meld with blackberries? Take it away, Kathy.
Okay, we're going to talk about, we talked about the tabby patterns last week. And so we're going to talk about the cat van pattern. Now, that doesn't mean a van dressed up like a cat or cats riding in a van, okay? But it's kind of an interesting term. The van pattern is caused by the piebald or the pied white spotting gene. And what this gene does is it inhibits the meloblast or the colored part of the cat's coat being developed when they're in the embryonic stage. It has incomplete dominance, which means it can have a variable expression from only having white toes to a solid white cat. When we talk about the van pattern, we're talking about a cat with less than 20% color. The pattern that's intermingled in the white can either be a solid or a tabby. Okay, and then we only have one breed that is recognized only in the van pattern, and that is the Turkish van. And I don't want you to get confused about the albino or the Siamese gene, because when you look at a Siamese cat, Obviously, they can have less than 20% color, right? It's only on the face, the ears, the legs, and the tail. That's a different gene than what we're talking about with the piebald pattern making the van pattern. So it's interesting, the piebald pattern happens in a lot of different breeds. It can be in birds, cats, cattle, dogs, foxes, horses, deer, pigs, snakes. So it's a gene that is not just exclusive to the cats. And the medieval term pied was talking about the court jesters because they would have their costumes on and they'd have one splotch of color on one quarter and a different color on another quarter. So the Pied Piper, you've heard Pied Piper, that's what they're talking about, is the pattern of their costume, like the piebald gene. I thought that was kind of interesting. So it said that the Van pattern originated in the Lake Van region of eastern Turkey. Those cats were either completely white or they were mostly white. And many of them had different colored eyes, or heterochromia. And that happens a lot of times because the white around the eyes will affect the coloration of the eye. So the eye comes out a different color. These cats also like to swim in that lake, the Lake Van. And so they were also called the swimming cats. So this was this is in the bicolor pattern or the piebald pattern. You have a variety of expression from just a couple of dots all the way to a solid white cat. For the Van pattern, we're talking about cats that are in the 6, 7, 8, 9 region here, where you have less than 20% color on the cat. Now, this happens in a variety of different breeds. Like I said, the only breed that only comes in this pattern is the Turkish Van. Here's 2 Turkish Vans here, also a Turkish Van down here. But just like with Cowboy Cat Wrangler there, he has a Japanese bobtail looking cat. These cats also mostly come, with Bob. These cats are a lot of times seen in the Van pattern. Again, keep in mind it means less than 20% color. Our bicolor Persians oftentimes are in the Van pattern. Here's a red tabby and white, a cream tabby and white, a brown tabby and white, or maybe that's a blue tabby and white. Can't tell on my computer screen. But just like with the Oriental short hairs, these cats can also, in the bicolor pattern, have the Van pattern. So I just want you to keep in mind, Van means less than 20%. Here we have a Maine Coon. Here's another Maine Coon. And this is a Norwegian Forest Cat. And this is going all the way to the extreme. This cat looks like it has one spot of color on its back and color in its tail with no color on its head. The ideal Van pattern is color on the head, color on the tail, 1 or 2 body spots. That is the ideal for the Van pattern. Here is a American wire hair. Also, you can see these cats are almost all white with just the Van pattern. So it's just a color description. It doesn't really mean much. It's just talking about the bicolor cat with the piebald spotting gene, and the limitation of the colored areas on the cat is less than 20%. So I just thought it was kind of interesting to throw that out there. A lot of people have never heard of the Van pattern, but it's, like I said, it can happen in multiple breeds. Any breeds that come in a bicolor pattern can have a Van. You want to add anything, Teresa?
I think you've covered most of it. I've always found it a really attractive pattern. It's very flashy, and it really, and the way that the color will come around the head, it really accentuates the cat's features.
It's interesting when you get into the genetics of the colored portion of the cat, because, you know, white cats can be deaf, and that's because the piebald spotting gene inhibits the melanoblasts from even getting into the ears. And you have to have those in the ears to have hearing. So this gene can cause a lot of different things, but the Van pattern just means less than 20% color.
Yeah, and that develops right here at the back of the neck, which is where the neuroblast is, and it travels down the neural crest and down the back the spine. And that's why even with bicolors, you'll see the white on the back, on the stomach, and the color has deposited on the back and it just didn't make it around to the front. So there is a physiological reason for why our cats have the patterns they do.
I never have understood the genetics of cattle. It said the piebald gene is in cattle, but obviously it works different in cattle because you see a lot of cows that'll have a white spine line, and I don't understand that. So it's always confused me as to why cows are different. But,
that's what cat judges.
What do you think about this van pattern knowledge, Bob?
I actually find it interesting. They're very good-looking cats too. That's not something I see often out in the streets or in the wild. But yeah, I like the pattern. I like how they have the color on the hind end and the tail area.
Well, my cat before Pet Safety Cat, Casey, because I teach pet first aid, was a Turkish van mix. I named Ziki, which is Turkish for clever and courageous. She was a therapy cat too, and in love with turkey. Favorite photo, I called her like airplane wings. She had like the gray pattern on the white. It was short hair, but she actually did jump in the bathtub several times.
And Bob, you're correct. You're not going to typically see a van pattern cat in the wild because it takes controlled breeding to keep that color pattern. And so just randomly bred cats typically are going to have very low white or no white because you have to on purpose breed cats with very little color to cats with very little color to cats with very little color to keep getting cats with very little color. So,
and with the Turkish van, they developed with the population of cats that developed independently in geographic isolation. So that was what that colony was like. That's one of the way we get our breeds. So,
good point. Yeah. Hey, thank you both, Kathy and Teresa, and give it up for the van patterns because that's a beautiful looking cat. We're talking about CCW, if you want to jump in there, Kathy, the Companion Cat World.
Sure. So as you know, CFA is for the wellness and benefit of all cats. And we also recognize the non-pedigreed cats with our program called Companion Cat World. And if you go to cfa.org/CCW, you can register your cat for a one-time fee of $13. Your cat becomes a card-carrying member of the Cat Fanciers Association. And if you upload a picture, you get your cat's picture on the card, like you can see little Miss Lola here.
I have those.
I know.
Good, yay, Bob.
Yay. So be sure, and it's a one-time fee for the lifetime of your cat. So check it out at cfa.org/CCW, and all of the cats that were registered during the Track King promo, the virtual cat show, all those cats' pictures are now up on the CFA website. So you can search by state, you can search by cat name. So if you registered your cat during that time frame, be sure and check out your darling internet star, now pictured on the CFA website.
Casey and Rusty are also proud CCW card-carrying cats. At this time, we've got just a little bit of time left. Please, guys, April 22nd or May, let me make sure I got this right. April 22nd or May 25th, a night class from 5 to 8 p.m. Central Time. Casey, Rusty, and I will be teaching you veterinary-approved cat first aid. It's a 3-hour class. And Bob, we're teaching everybody how to be a cat detective like you and a poopologist. What do you think?
I'm definitely interested because you were also at the academy, and I was at my table, or we were doing a seminar, and I think you held CPR for the cats. Was that you?
Yes, I did a full course on. Thank you. Yeah, we do chest compressions. Rusty's like, what?
That's something I would definitely want to learn in case I'm out in the field. I want to learn how to resuscitate a cat like that.
Will Bob just get in touch with me? We'll get you in one of the classes. It's live, interactive on Zoom. You get a course book, but we really have a lot of fun hands-on. And I can see you with Sophia or Bob or Gilo.
Actually, this is Calvin. He is a Siamese lynx.
Oh, all right, or Calvin, but you would be at home and you'll get to do it at home where the cat feels the most comfortable. And apologies for the dog
Like
reference.
this?
Yeah,
Like
we
this?
no, that's not how you do CPR. But we teach you how to be a mutt giver. In other words, what do you do when uh-oh happens and you don't have a first aid kit and the vet clinic is far away? So we teach you, I'm laughing because your name is Cowboy Cat Wrangler. We teach you how to wrangle safely so you're not shredded.
Correct.
So we'll see you in class. Guys, we
Absolutely.
got a few minutes.
The website.
Yeah, go to Pet First Aid for You. Show that thing so you can see it. And Bob, you got to DM me or text me so I can send you my cat books and I'll send you stuff about the class.
Absolutely.
Because of all you're doing, I will waive your fee if you show your tail up and attend the class.
Okay, deal.
All right?
Deal.
Because I know you will share that knowledge and that's what it's all about. So Pet
Oh,
First
yeah.
Aid for You is my class.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of our volunteers would probably love to learn something like that.
Yeah, and I would love to spread good information. So that's my mission. Your mission is saving them, snipping and tipping them. Hey guys, we got a few minutes left. Are you guys ready to toast cats?
Let's get this.
Not toast them, not roast them, celebrate, right? I gotta make sure people know what I'm talking about. This is one of my more creative kitty cocktails. It's called the Tuxedo Cat Tall Odor. It's called the Tuxedo Cat Tall Order. I haven't even been drinking.
It looks beautiful.
We are gonna toast to all sweet black and white cats, and it's a refreshing cat tail. Give a big shout out to Teresa Keiger. She's the one who has created this beautiful graphic. Thanks, Teresa. I really appreciate it. So to do this cocktail, it's pretty easy. It sounds weird combos, but I love making cocktails that are creative. You just take a little rock glass like this, and you put in 3 slices of cucumber. Then you put in 4 blackberries, and just a minute, Casey's getting into the clover tree. Hello.
You're not going to put that in the drink, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna put this in the drawer.
Okay, good.
There we go. That's it, stage left. All right, so now you've got cucumbers and blackberries, and you just simply take what's called a muddler. See this? It's a bartender's term, and this is where you let all your frustrations out from the day, and you mash it.
I need to get one of those.
Yeah, they're very inexpensive. So you're mashing the blackberries with the cucumbers. Then you need a 6 count, which is 1.5 ounces of vodka. Kathy, slow counting, right? Oh, wait a minute, I gotta put some ice in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And about 3 ounces of club soda. I like the lime flavored one, so I'm adding that. And then you're gonna stir it. You're getting the color achieved that you want. And to make it purty, you're gonna adorn it with a cucumber and a blackberry. What do you guys think? What do you think?
Look at that.
That's beautiful.
And so at this time, raise a glass, everyone. We really appreciate you.
I'll have my smart water.
Any kind of thing, non-alcoholic, can be water, whatever, but we all humans need to celebrate and acknowledge and toast to all cats everywhere. Here, kitties.
Here.
Cheers.
Here.
And cheers to people like Cowboy Cat Wrangler for taking care of the feral population for us.
We love you,
Thank you
Bob,
very
and
much.
we love what you're doing. And we're so glad that you and your feline friends could make it on our show tonight. And we hope you spread the word. We'll do what we can to keep the message going about what you're doing and others all over the country. But
Yeah,
we do
absolutely.
salute you too.
I appreciate you having me on here. Thank you very much. And we're all, I'm trying to make it same team. Everybody on the same team.
We're all for the love of cats, so we're all on the same
Absolutely.
team.
That is
Yes.
true. And guys, we also want to give a shout out to our sponsors in Clover. This is the one bag Casey and Rusty haven't found to try to steal from me. We very much thank them for being our sponsor of tonight's show. Go to inclover.com. You'll see a lot of things that they're doing. Great pet supplements, and they're for cats and dogs. Also, the Cat Fancier Association, we wouldn't have Meowy Hour without them. I want to thank my four-legged co-host. He's in the corner right now. There's Rusty, the performer, and Casey is somewhere. Casey, Pet Safety Cat Casey. Shout out to my co-pilots, Teresa Keiger and Kathy Black. And hello, Destiny. Yes, we like dogs too on this show. Big shout out to our special guest, Bob Lynch, Cowboy Cat Wrangler. Really love what you're doing. Next week, we got another dude in the house, Nathan, the cat lady. Yeah.
My buddy. I love Nathan.
Oh, he's got some great clips. And he was going to be on earlier this year, but Hollywood called and he got a gig on a show.
I know. He just got booked for I think his second movie. He just finished up another one. Now he's got another one. Good
So
for him.
we're going to say he looks like Brad Pitt. You look like Garth Brooks. I mean, we got some good dudes on the show, right? So, hey guys, until next time, it'll be the same cat channel, same cat time. We'll see you on Meowy Hour. Be safe, everyone.